stop bringing issues from our past into our new relationships. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jen. Here I encourage women to learn from my past mistakes to help them with their marriage or their future marriage, or even just a relationship in general. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let's dive into today's topic. So there are very common ways to be disrespectful, and today we're going to talk about the uncommon ways, or the things that we are unaware of that are disrespectful to our spouse. Aggression. We begin to share and express our feelings without regard towards our spouse, towards their feelings, towards their respect. And we do it sometimes because we're upset, we're angry, we're hurt, we're frustrated, and it's in the moment, it's the heat of the moment. So we tend to just forget that they are also human. And the way we deliver our message or what we're trying to say always ends up being the complete opposite of what we are trying to say, or what we would like to say, or what we would like to communicate. What we also don't realize is when we are getting aggressive and basically in attack mode towards our husbands or our spouse or our boyfriends, we tend to push them away. They begin to lose touch or mentally check out. So it's very crucial to be able to paint a clear picture without being aggressive. We also have to recognize this behavior and understand that we should change. We should be more open to a calmer confrontation. My next one is gonna have to be trust issues. Ladies, stop jumping into relationships if you haven't healed from your past. And I mean actual healing. See, what happens when you jump from one relationship to another without true actual healing is you begin to treat your new man like your ex. You begin to treat them like they're the ones that hurt you. You begin to treat them as if all men are the same. And granted, you might think that way just because of the way and just because of the guys you've picked and the guys you keep going after. Those type of men might all be the same. Yes, but it is your decision. That is on you. When we begin to date someone without healing, we begin to show our insecurities to them with the things they're doing. When you're checking his phone when he's sleeping or in the shower or just not in the room within that time, because, you know, if you ever went on your ex's phone, he would freak out. Or your ex would hide stuff and delete stuff, so like you try to sneak in and sneak on the phone real quick before he ended up deleting it. So you have all that trauma, and now you're bringing it into your new relationship. It's one thing if you're with someone and you have that gut feeling, but it's another to just treat a new man like he's your ex. When you're starting a fresh relationship, it is important to go in with an open mind, a clear head, because you want to be able to gain trust, gain respect, and have a healthy relationship. We need to stop bringing issues from our past into our new relationships. This one is a tough one. The silent treatment and holding back or holding out. I say this more towards married people. I mean relationship people as well, but when you're in an argument or you are in a disagreement about something, everyone needs their breathing time. Everyone needs their space. Everyone needs their time to think, time to themselves, to calm themselves down and just reevaluate their thoughts. But by no means does that mean you ignore the situation or not talk to each other for a couple days, or go to sleep angry because you just don't feel like dealing with it right now, and then ignoring it to the point where you guys just start talking all of a sudden again and not address the issue. As women, we tend to allow that to fall into holding back on sex. Women don't understand is that you can't hold back sex. It is wrong. Is it to say, if you don't feel good, okay, don't have sex. If you're exhausted, okay. But to sit here and be like, I'm mad at him, he didn't wash the dishes, or he didn't do this, or he talked to me this way, or he did that, and I didn't like this and I didn't like that, I'm not giving him anything. Don't expect him not to find it somewhere else. Sex to men is different than it is for women. Don't hold back because you're being resentful. Time and place. Obviously, I'm not saying like you guys get into an argument right now and then you're gonna have sex in an hour after not communicating about it. I'm not necessarily saying that, but I am saying like you women tend to hold out for a very long time and it adds up. And then you question why your man is not being loyal to you. Boundaries. It is so important to establish boundaries in the beginning. When you are respecting one another, when you have a respectable spouse, they will accept and agree your boundaries, even if they don't like them. But they have to be reasonable. You can't just make something up and be like, I feel this way, so I don't want you to do it. Or I don't want you to be friends with such and such. Like, okay, why? Or you need to set reasonable boundaries. Communicating the things that make you uncomfortable or the things that you're not comfortable with. Your boundaries should be based on your values, your morals, the things that you're gonna accept, the things that you won't accept. Again, that's why it's really important to establish it in the beginning and not years down the road. My husband and I, when we first started dating, they weren't established boundaries, they weren't communicated. So when we started marriage counseling, right away we started creating boundaries. And we respect one another on one of those boundaries. We would never cross the line. Just as no one should cross the line on your boundaries. That's the point of the boundaries. They should respect you enough to not cross them, but they also need to be communicated. Some people might not look at something as a boundary and others might look at something as a boundary. So, if that makes sense.